we get to his guy 15 miles down the road who goes like this and tells me, no, no, no. And I'm like, oh my God, we gotta go. I'm Andy McMillin, and I race trophy trucks in Baja, sometimes in the States, mostly in Baja. That's where my family does well. I feel like there's one story I have that sort of encapsulates what racing in Baja is, and just everything that could be thrown your direction. It's a Baja 1000, it was 2011. Back then, there was no qualifying. There was the top 12 from the previous race were put into a random draw for the top 12 start positions for the next race. So I started like 9th or 10th at the 1000 that year, back with my Geyser trophy truck. We were debuting a brand new Ford Raptor body on it, which I think I was like the first one to have that newer edition Raptor body. So I was already like jazzed up, because as much as I love racing, I love my truck looking really good. Really looking forward to this race. I split it with my dad. He drove the middle section. So right off the bat, we start the race, go through the wash of downtown Ensenada, all flooded, mud going everywhere, super gnarly water crossings under the bridges, you know, kind of like how it used to be, like right away, throw us into the swing of things. No speed limit. So ripping off the start, all through the wash, no speed limit, leaving town. And back then I was like 24. I was pretty aggressive compared to like most of the guys off the start. Like that was kind of my thing, like pick up as many spots as early as possible, because we used to start 30 seconds apart. So you're pretty close to the guy in front of you. Right in front of me, I believe was Rob Mack in the Jimco truck. And we get out of the wash, I can kind of see his lights up in front of me leaving the concrete road, leaving Ensenada. And all of a sudden we come around this curve, I started 9th or 10th, all the trucks were stopped in the road. And I was like, this is weird, like what's going on? Well, there was a narrow pass, single line, and a semi-truck delivering something somewhere decided to go through there on race morning and got high-centered or broke down right in the middle of the path. No way around him. There's cliffs on both sides. And so we sat there like, what do we do? This is crazy. This is like, that's Baja. So Score got word of this. They got all the other trophy trucks, lined them up behind Sal's, I think he had a VW then, and he drove through the wash, led all the rest of the trucks, paraded them out of town to where we were, and then they restarted the race at like mile 7 outside of town. It was nuts. It was like, this is the craziest thing ever, but like, you just go with it. Like, what else do you do? So we got going, and Rob got around Vanderway, who was driving the cow truck, and they were the only truck on 42-inch BFG tires that race with 20-inch wheels. And at the time, no one else was running them, worried about longevity of parts, worried about, you know, the tire itself, like, does it hold up? We don't know. I'm not going to try that. 39 is good. We're going to roll with it. And so Rob got around Vanderway off the start, and then I came up behind Vanderway. I got around him, and Rob and I started kind of picking our way through the pack, got towards the summit, just kind of staying in line, and then I got around the Herp's truck. Rossler was driving. I'm like, okay, we're doing good, good pace. And then Wyrick was next, and their Geyser truck got around Wyrick going up the summit. And then I caught up to Rob going up the summit. And I was like, am I going way too fast? Like, what's going on here? I must be just out of my mind right now. And then got around Rob, and I'm like, I'm going to slow it down. Like, I just passed like 4 guys in the gnarliest rocks. Maybe I'm being way too aggressive. I need to back it off. So I backed it down, and about a mile later, I look in my rearview mirror, and Rob is on my bumper. And I'm like, come on, Rob, I just passed you. You got to come back. But I'm like, hey, dude, like, that's racing. Like, he's here to win. He's not here to like, okay, I'll follow Andy now. He got around me. So I pulled over and let Rob go by. We go over the summit, drop down into the desert, and Rob's pitting right there off Laguna Salada, and I don't know that. And I'm coming up hot on his bumper. He slams on the brakes. I slam on my brakes. I barely miss him as he's pulling into his pit. I go around, I think we're like 4th truck on the road. It was Jesse James out front, and then Bryce, and then Corey Sheeler, and then me now. And so I was sitting 4th really well. Passed Corey Sheeler on a line through some silt right after there. Jesse James was pulled over with a tire, which he was doing really good that race. He started like first on the road and was leading it for almost 200 miles. So props to him on that one. And then it was Bryce. So Bryce was first, I was second. Bryce was leading the points championship. Bryce is like a rival, like we're friends and stuff, but on the racetrack, he's one of the best guys, so like we got to beat him. We got to get in front of him. And my strategy was by the time the sun goes down at the Baja 1000, you want to position yourself up front or as close to the front as possible because sun goes down, wind stops, dust hangs, lights reflect off any dust particles, and you pretty much keep position for the most part. So I get behind Bryce and I get real close to him and he pulls away a little bit and I'm like, dang it, opportunity missed. And then I caught him on another line section and I was able to get around him. Little did I know that I noticed my truck not riding like 100%. It was like 90, 85, 90. And I was like, something feels weird, but like we're light on fuel. It's kind of coming up in the rear, like something's going on, but everything's fine, everything's tight, like we're good. No one's saying anything on the radio. Come to find out, I had lost one of my spares and the strap was flapping around. So I go around Bryce and he tells me after the race, he's like, dude, you passed me. You started like 5 minutes behind me, 4 minutes behind me. You passed me before mile 190. And then I see you are down a tire. And I'm like, he had a flat and he passed me already 200 miles into the race. And I was like, yeah, no, my strap was broken and I lost a spare, dude. Like I wasn't going that fast. And it was pretty funny. And then we go to the Borrego Road crossing. I'm first on the road, exactly where I want to be. My dad is getting in the truck. Pull into our pit. Everything's going to plan, according to schedule. I got about 2 minutes on Bryce. Perfect. Driver change, fuel, minute and a half back then was like really, really good for like a driver change, fuel and tires. And so my dad's getting in the truck and he can't scoot the seat forward. We have like a little adjuster and then the seat just kind of slides. It's like sleeved and it's bent or something, or the pin's not coming out all the way, so he can't slide the seat forward. So then I'm in the mirror trying to pull the seat forward like as hard as I can. I know Bryce is coming. We're first on the road. I want my dad to have clean air, run a clean section. It's the Baja 1000. Like this stuff doesn't happen, but it does. And I spent I think it was 3 minutes in that pit until we finally got his seat moved. 2 trucks went by, and I was fired up, to say the least. Like, I remember getting out of the truck, I slapped the hood as hard as I could. I threw a mini temper tantrum in the middle of Baja 1000. Looking back, it was very embarrassing, but like my adrenaline was spiked. I was leading the race. I might have even started 11th. Anyway, made up a bunch of positions, perfect position for nighttime, and a stupid seat slider, because my dad's only 5'7". I'm 6 foot. So to get us in a similar position in a car or truck is not very easy. And so my dad takes off, third truck, going up the pole line, and then we turned to go down toward Laguna Diablo because it was a big San Felipe loop that year. It was like we did a double through Borrego. We crossed the highway at Borrego, came up to the Borrego pit area, took the pole line up towards San Matias, turned south, Diablo, big San Felipe loop, all the way down to Matomi, back through Old Puerto Road, back through Borrego a second time. So it was like a double cross in the course, which was interesting. And so my dad did really well. Some guys had issues. He got back up to second truck on the road behind Bryce. After Vanderway had pitted over by San Felipe, my dad got around him. Coming back up through Borrego, my dad pulled into the pit for fuel and tires, and Vanderway went back by. So now it's Bryce, Vanderway, my dad, about 400 miles into the race. Sun has gone down a long time ago. They're going up San Mateus Wash, and Vanderway takes the wrong line. My dad smells it. He knows exactly where he is at all times. He's a Baja genius, and he knows exactly what line to take, takes it, gets around Vanderway. Comes through San Mateus, and Bryce is pulled over in a pit. They have a loose wheel. So I think they had a pit like back at Borrego or somewhere and didn't get 1 or 2 of the lug nuts tight, and they're feeling a vibration, and they thought it was a drive line. They were under there. Well, it turned out to be a loose wheel. But by the time they figured it out, my dad and Vanderway had already gone back by. And my dad turns to go up Mike's Road to do the Mike's Loop, and it's solid fog. He can't see anything. His lights aren't adjusted well. from me hitting so many guys early in the day, the front lights are barely hanging. So basically just like roof lights. And if you've ever driven in dust, having the roof lights on only is like the worst thing you can have because it's just reflecting right in your eyes. You want to have the lights pointed down in the front and only the front's on so it's not lighting up all the dust particles. My dad's going up Mike's Road, 70 miles an hour, 60 miles an hour, adjusting the lights. Which lights do we run, this and that? Well, Vanderway is behind my dad without him knowing it. And if you've ever followed anyone in the dust on a straight road, you can see their dust light or brake light up in front. And if you know it's straight, you just gas it and go right for that light. So Vanderway gasses it, goes right for the light, catches my dad, passes him without my dad even knowing it was coming. And probably spooked the shit out of him, to be honest. Like, that's one of the scariest things, is being passed without knowing someone's there. And so now my dad's second, do the Mike's loop, and then I'm getting back in at Valley Trinidad before we go over the crossover road to the coast. Vanderway comes through, my dad comes through. While I'm in the truck, I, again, can't get the slider to move back. So I'm in there, like, pushing on my dead pedal. Like, I'm so, like, there's video of me in the truck. I'm literally, like, sweating, trying to get the seat moved back. Because, like, I can't drive up here, or my 5'7" dad's driving. Like, we got to be comfortable. We got to win this race. Like, I got to be good in the truck. So we take an extra, 30 seconds. I finally get it shifted back, and I'm like, thank God. Go over the crossover road, and I'm like, I know that Vanderway and Bryce haven't pit since Valley T. And somewhere between here and the finish, they have to pit. I knew I might have to stop for a little splash of fuel, but we were the only ones with a pressure pro back then. And so I knew I could do a super quick splash and get out with barely any time lost, and them two had to pit. Get over the crossover road, get to Highway 1. Vanderway pits, but he had enough time on me to get back out in front. Bryce pits, Ricky Johnson gets in, and I get around him. Turn off the Highway 1, and it's Vanderway, me, Ricky Johnson, and Bryce's truck, like 20 seconds apart. And it's middle of the night in Baja, and it's 3 lead trucks, and we're all fighting to win the race. All through the beach, follow Vanderway, just biding my time, just like, Vanderway started 6th, and I think I started 11th. So I think I had 2.5 minutes of time that I had to finish within him just to beat him. And I started behind Bryce. I was already in front of him, so I just had to keep him behind me. We're good. We're sitting pretty. Don't do anything stupid. Don't run off the road. So we get to European. And this race was short. It was only like 700 total miles. So I want to say European might have been, let's see, that would be probably 600 miles in. And get off the highway. They give me a time split. We're still good, about a minute behind him. I'm like, okay, we're gonna sit right here. Technical, gnarly section, European, up over into Ojos, up into the hills. It actually finished, I didn't realize this, but running this last 500, I recognized this road that we turned off and went a different way than we normally go. And I'm like, this is the spot. In 2011, Vanderway had a chase guy in there, like in the middle of nowhere. And I saw the 84 reflective sign that was Vanderway's number. And I think it was painted like black and white, and he had the cow truck black and white. So I was like, that's Vanderway. And I came around this tight U-turn corner, and I remember looking over and seeing his guy holding the sign. And I like made eye contact with him. And it's so weird. I'm going slow enough to recall that he looked at me, he looked at his watch and was pointing at his watch, and then went like this. And so I was like, did he just say that on time I don't have it and Vanderway's got me? Remember, Vanderway's on the 42s with 20s. So through all that gnarly rock section, all through European, he's got an advantage going through the rocks. And I remember thinking going through there, I'm like, I feel like I'm behind him and I'm not losing time, I'm not going that slow, but I don't see his lights anymore. So either he's just behind that next hill or something, or it's getting windy up here and I just can't see his lights. So we get to his guy, 15 miles down the road, who goes like this and tells me, no, no, no. And I'm like, oh my God, we got to go. So Gil Aguirre was riding with me at the time. He's actually working for my cousins now. that was his first race riding with me in the trophy truck. He started with me through all that stuff, passing all the guys off the start, and then riding with me at the end. And he goes, yeah, let's get him. Let's go. And I'm like, okay, dude, it's now or never. Like, I don't want to lose 1,000 in the last 50 miles because I just didn't want to go fast. And that, I still see him today going like this and going like this. And I'm like, oh, okay, I'll show you, you know? And so I remember just like stepping on it out of that corner, just roosting the shit out of it and rev limiting the second gear. And I'm like, let's go, dude, it's on. And like, it gives me goosebumps just thinking about it, like being in that position to win the race late in the day. And so I'm pushing through the mountains, this tight, technical, gnarly, steep ditches, cross grain, water, but I'm not taking no for an answer. I'm like, I'm gonna prove that guy wrong back there at Tres Hermanos Road. So I'm pushing, and all of a sudden we see Vanderway's lights again in front of us. I'm like, okay, we're catching him. And Gil's like, hey dude, calm down, we're good. Like, he's right there, we're good. And I'm like, no, like, I will catch him. And so I don't let up. And I just keep going towards his bumper until finally we get to a point, we're like probably 2 or 3 miles away from the famous like Ojos Meadow. Like, same year at this 500, we come in out of the super tight hills, make a slight left, go through the big ditch that everyone watches at and films at. There's a couple rocks after, and then you're into the mountains again before you head to the finish. And so we're coming up into there, and I remember Gil, my dad, calling out on the radio. He said, hey guys, like, give me a radio, like, how you doing? And Gil's like, hey Scott, we're doing good. We're just right behind Vanderway, just biding our time, all good. My dad's like, okay, just stay right there. And I'm like, okay, yeah, stay right here. So we're about 2 miles out. He just made that call. We come over this rise. Vanderway sees my lights because I'm literally like 8 feet from his bumper, and I'm just following him. Like, I'm not going to let you go, dude. And thinking back, I don't know what I was really thinking. Like, he's not going to pull over easy. He's not just going to like let me go. He wants to win the race. He wants to keep me back there. Like, I have nothing to gain by just showing him that I caught him. Maybe mentally and psychologically, maybe that did affect him, because right after that, we come over this blind rise and it's steep down. Then there's like a little whoop step into a ditch, into like a ledge on the other side. He comes over this rise too hot, goes into that thing, jumps it, and it kicks the back of the truck, and he stuffs the nose like into the opposite side, and it like bounced up and then landed again. And Gil and I were watching like, holy shit, dude, that was nuts. Like, okay, we don't want to make him crash and like block the road. Let's like calm down. We'll follow him in. Everything's good. Well, of course, everyone's watching at the meadow. That's where everyone comes. On the way back in, that's where everyone goes. So we're coming into the meadow about a mile or two later, and I'm right behind him again. And I'm like, okay, well, he's right here again. Like, I slowed down, but thinking he's probably a little flustered too, based off him almost just yard selling it. And come around the turn into Ojos Meadow, and he goes through the normal route into the ditch, which back then was a lot deeper and a lot more square than it was today. So he goes into this thing without me really knowing, and he goes into it, and I'm like, I'm gonna go around this way, because when I pre-ran, that was really steep, and I know this way isn't as bad, so I'm just gonna go around it. Little did I know, he stuffed it in the ditch, and his truck was like carbureted, so it started like bobbling, and he had a hard time getting it back out of the ditch. So I'm coming around like railing the outside, which I think I pre-ran because I knew it was there. I wasn't planning on taking it, I don't think. And so I'm railing the outside. I see him start to move on the inside, and I'm like, oh, maybe I can get him and cross over right back into him right before the course merges. So he starts going again, goes through a couple rocks. I'm railing the outside in first gear, and right as I drop in, he's like going through. And we pretty much were like attached at the bumper going through this after this ditch. And I just remember thinking, like, that was sick. Like, if I'm a fan there and I'm watching this and the two lead trucks are battling for the win 30 miles to go, and they come in racing side by side like that toward the finish at 2 a.m., that's the sickest thing ever. Like, I'm a fan for life. So I'm right behind him. And he's in first gear, over these rises, spewing rocks back into us. And finally Gil's like, dude, we don't want this to cause us a problem. He's not gonna move. He's sending it, like, just stop. We just need to stop, follow him in. We know the road, no biggie. Well, we get across the highway, climb the hill, back down toward the Ojos Blue Gate, and my guys go, hey, you need to stop for a splash. I'm like, okay, we'll stop for a splash. I'm right behind him, no worries. Stop for a splash. It was a little bit longer than I had liked. It was like 30 degrees outside, and our fuel hose was almost like frozen solid, like it wouldn't really move. Things that you don't plan for, like in the middle of Baja, 30 degrees at night. I get fuel, and again, like I lose his light, and I lose the dust. And I'm like, oh man, like we gotta go. We gotta go again. Like it's coming right back, flashbacks, we gotta charge. So we start charging through the mountain. I get into his dust again. I'm like, okay, I'm just gonna stay right here, all's good. Well, how we used to finish was going through these like housing developments on the outskirts of town, not cutting through that big high road like we do now. We came into it much later. And we're going through this section, it's really tight, and then it gets to this area where there's like an opening, and then it funnels down into a single road with a cattle guard, which is like a gate that the ranchers put up that they can lock and make sure their cattle don't get out. But they're typically raised with like a concrete culvert that you have to step over. Come in this little clearing, and I see Vanderway's lights stopped. And I'm like, oh, he stopped. He's got flat. This is perfect. Well, we roll up, and he's in the middle of the road. I'm like, oh, this is weird. So I'm coming up to stop behind him, and I see in front of his truck, there's like a civilian Honda Civic, high-centered, blocking the gate, the cattle guard. There's a ledge on one side, vertical, pretty much, and a cliff on the right. And the only way through is this single-file road with this cattle guard. And so I'm thinking to myself, like, okay, Ricky Johnson's behind me, but I started in front of him, so he has to line up behind me, and I have Vanderway covered on time, so I'm good. I'm gonna hang out, see what happens. So it wasn't like 10, 12 seconds of waiting there. We see the two civilians, the guys whose car it is. They're trying to like push it off or do something, and they're like, we don't know what to do. And so all of a sudden, Vanderway's truck starts moving forward. And I'm like, what's he gonna do? And so he goes behind the civilian's car and starts to push it through the cattle guard to like help it get unstuck. But I'm like, oh man, you got like a big bumper on the front. Like that guy's car is not, like he just toasted that guy's car. It's the Baja 1000. Okay, maybe it's worth it. So he starts pushing the car. I'm like, well, I'm gonna follow him, because if he gets that car out of the way, I need to go too, so I can stay close to his bumper. Like 2.5 minutes isn't much time in the grand scheme of things. He starts pushing this car, and the guy is like running next to the car, jumps in the seat, and he's like half in, half out, and turns it to the left up the ledge. And I start to go through the cattle guard, and I see him go up the ledge, and I'm like, oh no, that's all bad. Vanderway goes around, he starts coming down the ledge back toward me. I shove it in reverse and back up through the gate, and he comes down through the gate, and the guy's hanging like half in, half out of his car, like trying to like stop it or something, or hit the brakes or steer. I don't know what he was doing. Wasn't doing a very good job at it. But then the car just disappears and goes down this little embankment. And I'm like, oh God, that is like all bad. That is really not good. But I'm like, oh shit, Baja 1000. Like, we're racing. You gotta go. And so I take off, and I called to my dad, who I knew was at the finish. I was like, hey, you guys, a civilian car was stuck. Vanderway pushed him out of the way. He went down this embankment. We probably need to send someone back here to check if they're okay. They might be hurt. They might be under the car. Like, they weren't in the car. They have seatbelts on. I'm like, that's really not good. And then, like, 2 seconds later, you snap out of it, and you're back racing, trying to win the Baja 1000. And so we followed Vanderway back in, all the way toward the finish. I can see kind of like where the race had stopped that morning, where the semi was blocking the race. That was all high speed, no speed zone coming back into the finish. So I'm doing 120, and I can see his light up in front of me down the road. I'm like, oh, thank God, we got this. Then we get to the wash coming into the finish, and it's even more flooded than it was in the morning. And the last thing I'm thinking, the only thing I'm thinking is, you're 20 seconds behind him. Don't mess this up in this sand wash and stay to the right when in the morning you stay to the left, or you get into a spot that's too deep and too slushed out, you get high centered and stuck, no problem. These things are 6,500 pound trucks. And so my anxiety like peaked through the roof. I'm like 4 miles away from winning the Baja 1000, and I have all this gnarly, sewagey wash water to go through. I've been driving in Vanderway's dust for the last like 200 miles. I'm tired, it's 3:30 a.m. And I just remember my stress level was like peaked, like all-time high. And luckily made it through, no issues, popped up onto the highway, finished right behind Vanderway. That was one of the most eventful, dramatic, like almost everything that could happen, like happened, you know what I mean? It was just such a crazy experience and such a crazy day, like thinking back on it. Mostly race days, like especially when you win, they're pretty smooth for the most part. But having so many things happen and adversities and local stuff, like it just makes you think like that's racing in Baja. That's what it's all about. Like you never know around a corner if there's going to be a civilian car sitting there, if there's going to be a local coming backwards, or there's going to be the truck in front of you had rolled and now it's blocking the course and stuck and there's no way to get around it. But I guess, that's why we love it, and that's what keeps us coming back. At the root of it, racing is competition. And I'm an extremely competitive person. So racing just kind of fit in. I grew up playing basketball. I was a big card player and board game player, and ever since I was little, I just wanted to win. So I kind of took that from my team sports and the competitive nature that was instilled in me from a young kid and put that into racing. Racing is competition, and that's what I live for, that's what I love. But it doesn't come without its downfalls. There's a lot of hard work that goes on behind the scenes. There's a lot of people behind the scenes that makes all this happen. Another thing I really like about it is that it's more of a team sport. And it's not just about me driving the truck and putting the pedal down. There's a lot of stuff that goes on in the shop. There's a lot of chase truck logistics and pit practice and planning and organizing all those guys. So that's what's really fun about this kind of racing to me, is like it's not just all about me. If we win, the team wins. I was just driving the truck. Johnny was the guy navigating. This guy was in charge of pit one. That guy changed my tire at that random spot in the middle of nowhere where I wanted to have someone, and he was there, and he's a badass. But it's different now. When you have kids, it gives you a different perspective on things. And like at San Felipe, both my kids were there at the pit where I lost the transmission, and everyone's asking what to do. I'm like, we're gonna change it. Like, get the spare trans, take it out. We gotta change the trans. And so I feel like that's important lessons that I'm kind of indirectly teaching my kids is, if you start something, you gotta finish it.
Every time we climb in our cars and pull our belts tight, new memories and stories are created. We are on a mission to bring these stories to life, both for our community and for those outside off-road to understand the allure. So please help us in sharing these stories.